Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're back with another video. So this time we are trying to build another ITX system. We are going to put it into a inmin chopping case, which is a very small form factor ITX case that only takes the motherboard and the CPU. So there's no slot for the GPU. So it's going to be an APU style build. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this build just yet. Maybe I'll do a Bazite installation on it and make it a retro gaming sort of style PC. But yeah, we'll see on that. But now, firstly, let's look at the recent motherboards that are out there. And what I want to look at in particular today is the MAXSUN 850i ITX motherboard, because that seems to be the cheapest motherboard I can find in Australia right now. And comparing online, it seems quite okay. So let's see what they have to offer. So let's first look up on their website and see what we got there. All right, so let's do a quick Google search and see. I'll put in AFI, but Google knows what it's doing. So it's shown me all the motherboards that are there available right now. So we got a selection of only a few selected ITX motherboards that we can pick from. I know there's ASRock as well somewhere, but can't seem to see it being listed here. Maybe they're not paying the SOE or whatever the thing is, SOE or whatever those things. Oh no, there it is. ASRock's there. Okay, so 119. Doubt it's 119, but as you can see, like everything is upwards of $200. A620 is a bit cheaper now, but it's 620 and has less ports. But the one in question today is this one here. This has this is the B850 from MAXSUN. Looks awesome. It's white. Backplate's also white. Yeah. Let's have a look at a quick specs on these. All right, so let's have a quick look at the specs of this motherboard. Obviously, it's a B850. Has two DDR5 slots. Has a bit of OC on them as well. Seems to have 50 amp of Mr. Moss or Dr. Moss MOSFETs, optimized for X3D CPUs. Yeah, has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on it. That's good. Yeah, has PCI 5. Has got some ports on the back that are nice. Everything is Realtek. It's on Intel, so it'll just make our search easier when we're gonna install the drivers for all these things, because sometimes it could be a pain, especially if I'm gonna be on Linux, because that's what I'm planning to do. Has a bit of RGB sync on it. Yeah, it takes up TDP up to 180. Two slots, as we talked about, HDMI, DPI. We're gonna talk about all this anyway, so we're just having a quick look here to see. And let's add this to our card, and yeah, let's get to unboxing. All right, so let's start with the unboxing of this motherboard. So as you can see, it reads B850, so it's the new chipset for AM5. And overall, the box is quite okay, not too much informative. It gives a list of all the different ports that we have. Yeah, so it supports 7, 8, and 9000 series of CPUs. Has two DDR5 slots. They recommend 4852 and then OCs, but yeah, we'll see. 2.5 gig Ethernet port, one PCI X16 into 5, M.2. One is attached to the CPU, the other one's to the chipset, and internal I/O and other stuff. And yeah, I'm not sure if it already has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth inbuilt into it, because most of these Chinese boards don't really have much in terms of those. They only have the connector where you gotta plug in your own Wi-Fi module and just have it set up like that. So let's go ahead and open it. So obviously we got some warranty stuff. I don't know. I've already opened it once to see if it was even, if the pins were right before I even do the official unboxing and start testing it. yeah, so let's just put this inside. It comes with a really nice anti-static bag. So we got one SATA cable, two antennas. So I'm hoping it already has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth setup. But yeah, well, we don't know if it's an Intel or a Realtek or what kind of brand the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth modules from. So it's going to be hard tracking the to track down the drivers. Yeah, it doesn't quite have anything, so we'll just put this to the side. So at the back here we have this tape that I'll just carefully open, because I do want to keep this bag handy for other boards that I might use it for. Has this really nice, foam padding thingy as well, and all in all, has a bit of weight to it. We're gonna get the weighing machine later to see. So yeah, we got our ports here. We got HDMI display, two USB 2, clear CMOS, another two USB 2, USB 3.2, 2.5 gig, Wi-Fi, mic, speakers, and line in. Yeah, it's hard to say, if it has the Wi-Fi chip in it. So yeah, all in all, looks like a pretty standard motherboard. Let's see if we can zoom in. Alright, so we got the M.2. Looks like it's gonna sit on top of this thing, which is a heatsink. We got a AM5 socket here, got the retentions, an 8-pin 8-pin EPS connector, 24-pin connector, got two fan headers here, USB-C for the front, two SATA, USB 3, front IO, power another fan connector, our PCI slot, and that should be the front audio, and a USB 2 for the front. Yeah. Looks alright. It may seem bent, but they're not, they're just a reflection. Oh, cool. So, and at the back we have another M.2 slot, and I don't think it actually came with any M.2 screws. That's gonna be a problem because I don't have any spare. Oh no, it did. Sorry, my bad. Came with two M.2 screws. They were just hiding there. Yeah, we'll do a quick build in this one and see how it is. But yeah, all in all, looks all right. It has a bit of weight to it. It's not just it's gonna snap away. So we got the ARGB, the RGB connector, and yeah. All right, let's get building. All right, so the CPU we're gonna use already has some thermal paste on it. It's a Ryzen 7 8700 or 8500. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's already covered up in group. So let's not waste any more time and just start by putting a GPU or CPU in. I want to take this thing out so we don't dirty the retention thing, but looks like it's just gonna, it's not gonna come out. Oh, it does. Cool. All right, so we don't have to worry about dirtying this thing in case we ever need to use it again. Yeah, it already has some CPU paste from my last build. I'll be using this golden paste. I'll show you. It's a big tube that I've got. Had it for a while. And it's served me well. Alright, so next up we're gonna put in our new cooler from ID Cooling that we just talked about in the last video. So to do that, we gotta first remove these two retention brackets, because the cooler screws straight into it. So that's the cooler, and as some of you may have already seen a past video, yeah, we got this off AliExpress, so it should sit nice and slim, and shouldn't protrude out of the case. Oh, almost forgot. So we'll start with removing these two brackets by getting the these two screws out. That should leave us these holders where our CPU cooler will just screw direct in. Yeah, unfortunately I don't have an M.2 in this case that I can put in, but I'm gonna put one in later. So yeah, I'll just put a little bit more of this shit. Alright, so I gotta figure out which one is our CPU fan header. It doesn't actually say. Oh, it says fan. It says fan over here, but it doesn't say. Nah, can't read that. So we'll just have to guess it, and we'll just go with the best aesthetic looking choice. Is this gonna fit? Yes, it does. It fits like a glove. So we're gonna do the diagonal method. So we're not screwing it all the way down. So we're only doing a few turns on each side until it starts to secure itself. Oh, looks like I overdid myself in one of these. Yeah, so which fan? So what I'm gonna do is, because we're gonna put it in an ITX case, so it has to be nice and tidy. So might as just use this connector here. So you just gotta remember it's in the sys fan connector. Cool. Alright, and with that already in there, build's taking up the shape. So let's bring in the big guns. I don't know who you think I am, but I feel pretty rich. I had two of these spares. Was pretty lucky. A while ago I bought 4 of these from a guy who was upgrading. I got 4 of them for 75 bucks. Yeah, imagine that. Anyway, I don't know when you'll be watching this video, but if you're watching it in 2027 or 28, you might just be laughing and just thinking like what this guy is even talking about, but in 2026 these things are just priced to the absolute moon. And yeah, finding anything decent for a decent price is just next to impossible. And even a marketplace these days, it just has turned into a what you call it, what's the word, people who just try to buy cheap and try to extort money out of other people because they were able to somehow acquire it before anyone else. Yeah, if you know who I'm talking about, comment below. I just totally skipped a mind. I don't know who I'm talking about, but I know you know who you are. You know what you do. It's all jokes. So let's put all this aside. And yeah, just like that, our build's coming together, and it's not moving anywhere. Has a bit of weight to it already, and I think one of these sticks may be faulty, but we'll find out, and we'll just leave them in there. All right, so let's take out our case. I had to make some adjustments to this lip here. I had to flatten it out because apparently it was just too thick for the motherboard to get in there. So we'll see. It's just the paint that was peeling off. Yeah. Or should I just put these on first so we don't have any issues later? This is going to be a very tight fit, guys. And absolutely hate these. So bear with me for a minute while I struggle. ever. Yeah, this is gonna fit. You don't want to pinch any cables either. And some of you eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed that we haven't put in a storage, so that's gonna go in here. It's already got the power and the SATA cable, so I'll just skip this for now because we're just gonna look at the BIOS and other things. I think we can get into BIOS without one. So the power supply comes with this Mickey pin. So slide that one in. Plug this one to a power source. Have an HDMI cable. It's long enough. We're just testing if it actually turns on. Nothing. Oh, it did. I was just panicking for no reason, just pressing it multiple times. And there's a red light on the motherboard. I'm sure it means some kind of memory error. That's my understanding from all the AM5 builds I've done. AM5 doesn't like memory. No, not as you start. Cool. There we go. It's live. I like it. It's an AMI BIOS, I can see. 3rd of the 3rd, 25th. Oh, it's quite recent. Cool. Alright. We'll just turn it off for now. And yeah, we'll just carry on in the next setup. So we'll turn it off and we'll see you in the other screen. Alright, so we are back onto our main PC. I've plugged it into the HDMI recorder. And as soon as you turn on the PC, it just gives us this warning. A new CPU is detected. So as we can see, it's an AMI BIOS version to the March of last year. So I don't know, it's fairly old, or I don't know if much has changed. Anyways, new CPU has been detected. Stuff is corrupted or a structure change. Yeah. So press Y. We'll just hit Y or N to keep our records. Now that's fine. We'll just press Y. And mind you, the fan's running at full speed. Currently, it's just And the lights, it actually has, this is one thing I actually like about these motherboards from China, because they all have these debug LEDs on them. All right, so this is where we are. That's BIOS. Can I make this thing bigger? Ah, my mouse works. Okay, cool. Total memory. Oh, so it detected our secondary stick. That's perfect, man. That's perfect. Because I was under the impression that only one of these worked, but yes, I'm rich. Yeah, so we got Ryzen 7 8700G with some integrated graphics, and one thing this CPU or has extra is there's NPUs, which are not present on regular CPUs from AMD. So yeah, CPU is running at 33 revs. The fan has come down quite a bit, and let's see what else do we have. Do we actually have the um yeah, I want to be advanced. I'm just going to use my keyboard because that's here. Power. Wake up on USB. Turbo. It said. Is this OC kind of stuff? It's looking at all our profiles. Okay, we go. Export profile 2, which is the one profile 1. Right. What else do we have? Game turbo mode. 65 watt CPU, turbo 205 watt. And we are power limited on this base, mate. But you know, that's a really good option to have it there to get some extra juice out of your cheap CPU. Or if you're someone like me who's into ITX builds, you know, and always is building with these low power, you know, CPUs, and one day you decide you want some extra power, so yeah, at least you have the option. Operating system Windows, otherwise manual. Boot menu is enabled. Might put it is. All right. So how do we find out? Okay, so we have a Realtek 2.5 gig NIC, which is good. How do I find out about my Wi-Fi module? See what's there. PME, PCI, above 4G, size bar on, graphic option. Monitor 32 and 40, you know, not bad actually. What does it actually tell me? I'm gonna look. We don't quite have a fan tuning option, just all automatic. Get out of here. Deconfiguration. Haven't put anything there. This. That's the CPU setting. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh, system date. Let's change that. 26. Where do I go? So I'll press enter. Get to the next one. You know what time it is? 7:48. 19, is it? I'm not gonna worry about this. I'm just over the moon that that my stick of RAM is actually working. It's just been sitting there for so long. I gave up on it. I think it was just being saved up for this build. Lord had plans for this chip. How do I find out? Yeah, I think that's about it. The listing said it had Wi-Fi 6 and stuff like that. So yeah, we should just boot arrows. But yeah, this is a very good look at the BIOS. The BIOS seems quite intuitive. We have everything we need. This thing is just flicking its lights, so it should be doing its memory training. That's one thing that AM5 does. In case you're a new builder building your first AM5 system, it may look like that you've broken something, but in actuality, it just takes a bit of time for the motherboard to realize new timings. And yep, so we're back in the memory. Running at 5600, still 32 gigs. Perfect. Yeah, I just had to find out. Okay, nothing. I don't think I'm gonna find anything anymore in here, so we'll just leave it for now. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I think we did build a good system. Let me know what kind of PC I should have this running as. I'm actually thinking of making that into an AI PC, but I don't know the OS. I don't know what kind of software operating system I should go for. I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna wait for your recommendations, and once I do, we'll make another follow-up video. But yeah, this is my review of the MAXSUN B850 ITX motherboard, white edition. My recommendation is goodbye for the price. And yeah, and the availability is another thing. Compare. If you've ever built ITX system, you know about the ITX techs. And this guy, it just it's very budget friendly, and I would recommend this to anyone and everyone who wants to build an ITX system. The only downside I've seen in this motherboard is the lack of USB ports. But yeah, if you can trade in that, because you do have those other boards from AliExpress that might have extra ports, but you gotta chip in a bit more extra money and then find a compatible Wi-Fi card. So there are trade-offs there. So I'll leave it to you guys, but I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and if you got any other suggestions on where we should take this build further, let me know. And until then, peace out. See you guys.